any form of visual art. I'm going to go animation. All right. What are the tools they use to tell that story? There's a million. For me, one of the most important of all, the facial expressions. What am I missing with this argument when someone says to me that there is no correlation?
Yeah, historically, sometimes in areas of science, there are debates that are often independent of the data, right? And the meaning of expression has been debated since Charles Darwin, 1872.
Okay.
And it ebbs and flows, and it goes from the 1950s, people believed that expression didn't mean anything. Ekman, it means a lot. Now there's a counter to Ekman. And then, the work that Alan and I have done for 15, 20 years reveals the expressions mean a lot. I'll note just a couple of things. Those are non-peer review statements. The article that some of those statements are based on in the press is non-peer review. That's really important for science. In point of fact, and this is just what we have to do as scientists, which is the actual correlation when you look at 4 or 5 emotions and subjective feeling is about 0.2, 0.25, which means it's stronger than 76% of what we call the effects, the causal effects of manipulations in social psychology. So it's real. And for whatever reason, through sociological processes of how they wanted to disseminate this idea, they made popular this idea that it doesn't correlate with experience. And there are a ton of other problems with that work. The broader point that you're making, Matt, is fundamental, which is that the paper, non-peer review, that is the basis of that journalistic, outcropping, if you will, was really about facial muscle movements for 4 or 5 emotions. Mm-hmm. Anger, sad, fear, disgust, happy. We already know that there are about 10 different displays of positive emotion. It's not happy. That's been published by peer-reviewed science. And then more importantly, and this is where the paper is useful, is that, there's way more to expression than just facial muscle movements. In fact, Darwin, about half of his observations in the expression of emotion in man and animals are not about expressions at all, facial expressions. They're about voice, body, gaze, touch, gesture, patterns of blush and tearing, how you breathe, how you move your hands, right? And so that is a tiny slice of the story, misinterpreted. And Alan's done a lot of great work to I think, set the course right. Yeah. It's been misinterpreted and then overextended. And so hopefully our field will get back to what is sensible and true.